This is my third time coming to the Cameroon, and I am so excited. I find Cameroon to be such a fantastic place. This is truly an incredible country, and I am so glad to be back here.
Sanjay. Mwinmu. Aban jebolan won. Abelimbi loma mwendi bedi mon jebolan e on tone bele.
This trip has been full of surprises. My first surprise was when I went to what I thought was hear a lecture from Dr. Ducaye and found out that I was the lecturer and that all of his students were there to hear me, which was the first surprise. I came here 3 years ago with a group of women who were working with young schoolgirls and bringing female hygiene kits so that they could stay in school. But what I found was more than what I thought. I had read that the Cameroon was Africa in miniature in terms of the geography. That here in the Cameroons, you have the volcanoes, you have the rainforest, you have the desert, that all of Africa could be found here in the Cameroon. And that was exciting. But more exciting for me was I found that all of African history was here in Cameroon as well. That in the south, they are the Baka people, who were the indigenous people for Africa. And in fact, in Kemet, the Baka were highly valued. That if a pharaoh had a Baka in their court, they knew that their culture would prosper. And so it was amazing for me to see that the Baka were not dead people in a history book from far, far, far away, but were living people and and were functioning still right now in 2017. And then I found out that not only did the Cameroon have the indigenous people, but it had people who traced their origins to the Nile Valley. And that amazed me, because again, people had told me that Nile Valley or Kemetic culture was dead. And I found here in the Cameroon, in the Zawa, in the Bamaliki, in the Tika, that Egyptian Kemetic society was alive in the architecture, in the language, in the practice, in the male-female relations. And then I went up north and found in Foban that medieval Africa existed, that the Islamic Africa existed, and that even though we can no longer go to Timbuktu and Mali because of the war, we can still study the culture of medieval Africa right here in the Cameroon. And then the second surprise, I think the biggest surprise was when I went to Bafoussam. When I went to Bafoussam, I had no expectations. I was just going to try to see if I could get some more information. And we were offered the opportunity to have a blessing, a cleansing. And so I never say no to anything, so I said yes indeed, but I had no idea what was involved with it. I had no idea that that blessing would require my walking 5 miles uphill through the sacred forest to the sacred waterfall in order to stand beneath the waterfall and be cleansed. And really and truly, I felt so proud of myself because my heart was beating. I thought I was going to have a heart attack walking up that hill, but I did it. And the water was so refreshing. And then we came back home and we got dressed in traditional costumes, and we were all made prince and princesses of Bafoussam. This is a story from ancient Egypt.
Ça, c'est une histoire de l'Égypte antique.
It is a story of truth and falsehood.
C'est une histoire de vérité et de fausseté.
Once upon a time, truth ruled the world.
Et c'était une fois la vérité régnait sur le monde.
And when truth ruled the world, everything was in balance.
Et lorsque la vérité gouvernait le monde, toutes choses étaient en équilibre.
No one was a stranger.
Personne n'était un étranger.
Everyone was a brother and sister.
Et tout le monde était un frère ou une sœur.
All the mothers were mothers of all the children.
Toutes les mamans étaient mamans pour tous les enfants.
All the fathers were the fathers of all the children.
Et tous les papas étaient les papas de tous les enfants.
When truth ruled the world, everything was in balance,
Lorsque la vérité gouvernait le monde,
in
tout était
harmony,
en équilibre, en harmonie,
and justice and righteousness ruled the world.
et la justice et l'équité gouvernaient le monde.
But truth had a brother named falsehood,
Mais la vérité avait un frère qui s'appelait fausseté.
and falsehood was very jealous of truth.
Et la fausseté était très jaloux de son frère vérité.
And so one day, truth was walking down the road,
Et ainsi, un jour, la vérité faisait chemin sur la route.
and falsehood hid behind a bush.
Et la fausseté s'est cachée dans le buisson.
And when truth walked by,
Et pendant que la vérité passait par là,
falsehood jumped out
et la fausseté a bondi
and tied truth's arms
sur la vérité. Il a attaché les mains,
and tied truth's legs
il a attaché les pieds
and threw truth into a hole.
et a pris la vérité et l'a jetée dans un fossé.
But before he threw truth into a hole,
Mais avant que la vérité ne tombe dans un
he
fossé,
took truth's clothes
avant qu'il ne jette la vérité dans un fossé, il a enlevé les vêtements de la vérité.
and falsehood put on the clothes of truth and disguised himself as truth.
Et la fausseté a mis les vêtements de la vérité et s'est déguisé en vérité.
But when falsehood took over the role of truth,
Mais lorsque la fausseté a pris contrôle sur le monde de la vérité,
the world turned upside down.
le monde a basculé en l'envers.
And no longer did brother love brother.
Et les frères n'étaient plus des frères.
No longer did sister love sister.
Plus jamais les sœurs s'aimaient entre elles.
No longer were men and women together in complementary. You cannot bury truth for a long
Vous ne
time
pouvez pas ensevelir la vérité pendant un long moment.
because the ancestors knew that truth had to be resurrected. And they resurrected truth.
Ils ont ressuscité la vérité.
And they brought truth into the land.
Ils ont amené la vérité sur le territoire.
And they brought truth into this place.
Ils ont amené la vérité à cet endroit.
And as you look around and see your brothers and sisters, you can see the face of truth in their faces.
Et lorsque tu te retournes, tu vois tes frères et tes sœurs, tu peux voir le visage de la vérité.
And falsehood could not stand. That's a true story. This trip has been an affirmation. It was an affirmation that this was a place that I was connected to, that this was a place that I was given the opportunity to be rooted in, that this was a place where I was able to reconnect. And so I felt empowered. I felt ennobled, empowered, informed, transformed, and welcome. And it was beautiful because everywhere I went, people said, "We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you. Welcome home."
Repeat after me the cry by which you call the mermaids and ancestors. Aye-oo! Aye-oo! de l'honneur au Valérie. Menyon Bonou. Son. Amengu. Anjiba. Ignon Plaza. Yoko Kamumba. Benbenumba. Nabina Lotondi mo. You get some and rub your hands. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone in turn.
Get a little and rub your hands. And then after you're going to pass it back to us.
Sone, ulama bosangi. Ulama bosangi, ebanjangi basunye ndenya bosangi. Just a drop will do. Yes, you use it as you see me use it. With this same oil, you don't use much of this oil. Yes. Right. Okay. Okay. Yes, amen. She is the only one who, for some very precise reasons, will get a name, a mermaid name today.
Oh.
Yeah, you are Jengu. There's no more mermaid than you. Okay. You, from today, are called Limuna Bengwani. Say it.
Namumba Bengwani.
Limuna Bengwani.
Lemuna Bengwani. Bengwani.
Yes. Limuna Bengwani.
Lemuna Bengwani.
I will write it down for you so that you won't forget. You have no choice. From now on, you are Limuna Bengwani.
Indicative of my renewal on this trip, I was given 3 different names. First, when I was in Douala and I was talking with Professor Valet, he looked at me and he said, I need to name you. And so we went to Bimbia, and instead of doing a libation, we did a blessing, and he named me, and he made me, gave me a name that indicated that I was a daughter of the sea, that I was connected to the mermaids, that I was connected to the flow of time and energy. And then we went to another village, and the king looked at me and said, I want to give you a name. And the name he gave me was Mama Iposi, which means the chosen one. And then I got the name of being a son, a daughter of Bafufan. And so if I put them all together, you know, I am she who has come across the sea. I am a chosen one, and I am a daughter of Bafufan. So yesterday you told me about the symbolic connections between the Nile Valley and the populations in Cameroon. Mm-hmm. Could you talk to me a little bit about the language? Mm-hmm. I mean, was there any like language retention or language continuity between the Nile Valley and tribes and or populations in the Cameroon?
Yeah, because myself, when I was a student in Paris, in l'école du Louvre, Root School, where we teach him Egyptology, especially Medunete, I was surprising when I was in class because I saw this is in page of Egyptian grammar. You know, it's the best grammar made by 30 people who said 70 know about linguistic and language in Kemetic language. But it's very funny to see that in the beginning of this page, we have this one is hieroglyphics. This is the transliteration, so that the sound they give to that, and this is the translate. So when we see in terms of classical Egyptology, they say uben re empet. Yes. But if I took that in my languages, I say uben way moimpete. Right? It's give the sun rises in the sky.
Right.
I think he is that way. I say, oh, but maybe it's impossible that, but yeah, he said uben, but it's a uben, doesn't mean the sun rises in the sky. Exactly like transliteration and my son. I go even forward. They say re empet. That is a classical, but if I say in my language, I say re moimpete, it gives the same. The sun is in the sky. The sun in the sky.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So that means, because transliteration is in Egyptian, because they have about 42 provinces.
Okay.
So they have to unify all these what you call languages. Like it's in Cameroon, though, the people speak, we think we speak many languages, but in reality we speak one language.
Okay.
So the scribe, they will have to unify all the sound, and they give what called transliteration. So, but translation is only in consonant. They don't use vowels.
Right.
So you can give your vowels, like in Cameroon, in Douala you say moto. This means men. Moto. But if moto, but if I say mot, also men. So I just write M and T. If you read moto, if you see MT, you read moto. Okay. If I say MT, but for me, and after the why we go to call it determination, they put under the sign to see what I speak by MT is mean human being. We go to see that. Also, we continue. In the beginning, we have other things here.
Right. The baboon is
it's taught. Touch have different way, baboon or ibis.
Okay, yes, touch is also the baboon. Okay.
I have not things for sapiens here, but so this is sapiens.
Okay, that's sapiens. Right, that's right. Okay.
Right. So this is where you move from left, right, and left. Every African name.
Okay.
Also the kemet. And the kemet, the fellow have two casques.
Two crowns.
Two crowns.
Right. Right, the white.
Red and white.
Right. One inside the other. Right.
They have two crowns. One is red. And one is white. It's a black skin.
Right. These people went to the desert, to the Sahara.
Yeah.
And the Sahara got weird, so then they came back. Is that it?
After they come near the Nile Valley, because it's there they found life. The population beyond they make agriculture and élevage, and after climate change.
Okay.
And they immigrate to the Nile Valley.
But Kemet wasn't just up here. Kemet was down to Sudan and Merowe and Sudan.
But that is still big because exchange involves.
Right.
Yeah,
because when we're talking about Kemet, we're not just talking about Egypt.
No.
We're talking about Egypt and Sudan and Merowe. All of that area.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. That was what I was trying to understand. I think the last gift and the greatest gift I got while I was here in Cameroon was a reaffirmation of my purpose and my goals. I understand that my what I must do for the next 10 years is to tell the story of disconnection and reconnection. That what I must do is do my part in restoring truth from the grasp of falsehood. And so being given a name, being given a purpose, being given a direction, giving an assignment, I think is the most sacred activity that one can be given. I've been blessed. I guess that's all I can say. I've been blessed. When I was here last time, I fell into an anthill, and I left Bimbia bleeding, naked, and I was told that it was kind of an initiation, that the ancestors had initiated me. And I realized that they were testing me to see whether or not I would return. And I did return. I did not let that stop me. Just like I didn't let walking 5 miles up a mountain and then 3 miles through bush and sticky bushes stop me. And so I understand, I understand that when you are spiritually grounded, when you are grounded in the earth and you're grounded in the ancestors, you can be resilient. You can succeed and do things against all odds. So I'm leaving here with not only a different sense of self, but a real appreciation for my ancestral blessings and for the marvelous people I met who helped me along the way.